Oh my, it's noon here on the East Coast, and this is news that you can use from YAA for Wednesday, June 22nd. That's noon here in Ventnor, New Jersey, and 9 Pacific time. And there's my dear son standing outside of Ford headquarters. What's
Yes,
going on, handsome?
we're going to do just stay tuned. Really, you got to be kidding me. It's coming very soon. But first, Pops, let's kick
Yes,
things off. Let's discuss the gas tax holiday. Okay. The federal government is adamant that they want to bring gas prices down. We've been keeping track of this, as has everyone else, for the past
yes.
couple weeks here. Gas prices up around $5 per gallon nationwide. The gas tax holiday, as it's being proposed, Ed, would take the 18.4-cent gas tax that the federal government puts in place and remove it for 90 days. What impact do you think this ultimately ends up having on us?
My hope is that the greeting cards industry comes out with a holiday gas tax card. What impact will it have? It'll only have an impact if the local gas stations reduce the selling price of the gasoline by the 18.4 cents per gallon that they have to collect in federal gas tax. And I'm guessing, I don't know this for a fact because I've never been a gasoline retailer,
Hmm.
but I'm guessing it's up to each individual gas station to decide what the price per gallon is. So just because they might not have to collect that tax for 90 days doesn't mean that they have to then pass along those savings to consumers. So it will all depend on whether or not the gas station owners look at this as a 18.4% or yeah, profit
Cent.
increase
Yeah,
for
18.4-cent
4.4
profit increase.
profit increase. So we'll have to see.
The other thing here, and Mark's got it right, I think he's got it right. The states have to do it as well if it's actually going to make any impact. Many
Yeah,
states have pretty much every state has a gas tax, a state level gas tax that's much higher than the federal one. So this feels like, and I think there's going to be a lot of news about it, which makes sense. It's a
yes.
pretty big deal. I don't think it's going to have that material of an impact on gas prices, and I also don't think it's going to have any material impact on car prices. You're not going to see, just because there's 3 months of a 18-cent reprieve at the pump, which there may or may not even be. To your point, Dad, the operators may just pocket that difference. You're not going to see gas guzzler prices start to shoot back up, or less of a pressure on hybrids or more subcompact compact cars because there's the gas tax holiday. This is putting a band-aid over a flesh no a
No, over an
band-aid over.
amputation.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. When a tourniquet is needed, a Band-Aid doesn't work.
Leon, they estimate the federal gas tax will save the average consumer $16 a year. Now, I don't know who they is in this context, but that sounds about right. I mean, it's not a
Well,
lot of money.
if the retailers pass the whole 18.4 cents onto the consumer, and every time you fill up and say you get 10 gallons, well, it's saving you $1.84. Okay, so yeah,
90 days of that. Yeah.
how many times do you have to get 10 gallons worth of gas for that to add up to something substantial? Now, if you could get the states to waive the gas tax as well, and there are some states where the gas tax is well over 50 cents a gallon. So if you had a 60 or 70 cent a gallon reduction in gas prices, that wow,
In the
that
Bahamas, a dollar
yeah,
and 60 cents goes to the government for each gallon. Wow.
but that's not the U.S. government. That's the Bahamian government. And
Yep.
but if if you're saving 70 cents a gallon, well, suddenly you're saving $7 on every 10 gallons of gasoline bill. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
All right. I don't want to belabor this too much. I don't think, we'll keep tabs on this story. Something will probably happen. It's not going to
I'm
be that
I'm
material.
I'm telling you, retailers will come up with a holiday around this. That they'll get you into their stores to buy whatever it is that one needs to buy for the 90-day U.S. gas holiday tax relief.
Pops, we are going to go immediately into this because the story is too good not to.
Did you share this? Do I know? Really? You
You've
gotta
got to
be
be
kidding me. So early in the show? That is a really,
Yes.
you gotta be kidding me.
Yes, I am going for it, Dad. Our friends over
Yes.
at Ford, whose
Ye
headquarters I am actually at today.
yeah.
Okay, there was a TikTok that I put on the internet. Okay, and this TikTok went pretty viral. Actually, let me pull that up. We'll start there. We'll go to TikTok real
Okay.
quickly.
God,
Bear
I
with me,
I have
folks.
I
Bear with
haven't
me.
checked I haven't checked Instagram today.
This is not Instagram. This is TikTok.
Well, and then I definitely haven't checked TikTok.
It's this one right here, Dad. It's got
Dear Ford,
627,000 views. Okay,
In how long?
uh, 2 weeks.
Wow.
Okay, and I just document different Ford dealers that were adding markups to their vehicles.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes. Yes.
so what ended up happening here is there was a particular Ford F-150 Lightning that had a Monroney label, or excuse me, an addendum sticker attached to
Yes.
their Monroney label that doubled the MSRP. Okay, the
Yes.
MSRP on the vehicle is $69,554. The dealer decided to add a market adjustment of $69,554 plus
Which which
$1,500 in accessories.
which they then claimed, if I'm not mistaken, was accidental.
Pops.
Yes.
From Mike Levine, who's the director of product communications in North America.
Yeah.
This is inaccurate. The dealer confirmed it was an error, and the MSRP was input twice online. In fact, this is a demo unit and not for sale. The sticker was removed within 24 hours. Now, Pops,
Yeah.
help me out here, because this
Yeah.
article from Clean Technica, which is a good article, it says that's not the MSRP they're showing. That's a market adjustment. In both CDK and Reynolds systems, market adjustment is a distinct line item, one that requires someone to manually select market adjustment from a menu and then manually enter in the amount to charge. That doesn't seem like something that's likely to happen by accident, no matter how much Mike Levine and the rest of Ford's corporate good guys want us to think it is. In fact, if there was an accident here at all, it's probably that Gary Smith Ford accidentally got caught trying to con their well-heeled customers out of nearly $70,000. Pops, this is such bullshit. Like,
Are you allowed to say that?
I don't
You
know,
know what?
man.
You know what? I keep hearing that word in the January 6th hearings. So if Bill Barr could say it's bullshit, then I think you, Zach, can say it as well.
Dad, do you believe this for a second? Like, for a second, Ford coming to defend their dealer saying, hey, this was just an accident. They accidentally entered it in twice. And this is a demo unit. It's not even for sale.
Not even for sale. But in case you want to talk us into violating our agreement with Ford and being fined $25,000, if you pay what we're asking, well, it suddenly will become for sale. Look, was it an accident? No, it's not an accident. Somebody has to create that label. Somebody has to print that label. Somebody has to input that information into the computer to print that label. That requires effort. Okay. So no, it's not a mistake. You're correct. The mistake is they got caught. Okay. The mistake is somebody took a picture of it and posted it online. And then the bigger mistake is for Ford to come along on a corporate level and say, it was a mistake. No, just one time as a giant ass corporation, tell the damn truth. Okay. Our dealer was gouging. He was trying to gouge people. It backfired. Seeing it posted on social media caused us to have a conversation with them, and this is the plan we came up with. Okay, this is the plan we came up with to try and spin our way out of it. Sometimes the best spin is just the damn truth.
And Pops, obviously the reason they did it is because the penalties from Ford for doing this are like legitimately not that severe. So again, they were going to make an additional $71,000 on this car deal if someone were to actually transact on it from the article here. And of course, they're trying to snag the money. Why? Because the penalties Ford levies on its dealers aren't enough. The company's warning to them, this was back from one of the memos they sent, says,
Yes.
quote, the sale of any F-150 Lightning FCTP, Ford Courtesy Transportation Program mannequin unit, so a demo car, to a final customer prior to meeting all in-service requirements will result in a penalty of $25,000 unless the demo unit can be replaced with another F-150 Lightning within 90 days. It will also result in the unit being ineligible for any retail bonus cash incentives and chargeback of any incentives that will result in dealer ineligibility for future demo programs. Okay, Pops, let's do the math really quick. If I sell something for an additional $71,000 and then I get fined $25,000, does that make me more or less money than if I don't sell it for the $70,000 over?
I would say, bad publicity aside, you're still $46,000 ahead. And if I may, I remember one Saturday listening to and watching Earl Stewart.
Yep.
And this very topic was brought up. Okay, let's get back to this. We're getting a bit too here. Okay. Who cares if they're upset with us?
No, the dealers can be upset with us. Let's not argue with each other is the point.
Yes. But the very topic was brought up to Earl Stewart, I believe, by his son on the show. And Earl's first words were, what dealer, other than us, because they don't operate this way, but if a dealer could get $100,000 more than the MSRP and have to pay a $25,000 fine, most dealers are going to do that. It's just that simple. So I saw it in here. Somebody said you just can't handle the truth. Yeah, I'm reminded of Jack Nicholson and A Few Good Men, but I really believe, and maybe even at 71, I'm quite naive, but I really believe that instead of always trying to spin things, that if we simply come clean and tell the truth when we make a mistake, we are all better off for it. And that involves everyone. It involves corporations, big corporations, manufacturers, small dealers, it includes everyone. If a mistake was made, say, hey, I made a mistake and I'm going to try and do better in the future, not to repeat that mistake. But the nonsense that gentleman from Ford Corporate came up with, I'm trying to think of a polite way of saying it. It just makes him look and sound like a moron.
I would love to have Mr. Levine, Mark Levine, on the show. I mean, I've reached out to him on Twitter before. He's never gotten back to me. I'll keep asking. I mean, it'd be great to have him on the show. It really would, to be able to ask these questions. And you're going to get canned responses, but it'd be fun to have the conversation nonetheless. And Dad, we would probably learn some things. Like, we would definitely learn from him, I'm sure. But this is...
You want to know what we've learned? We would learn how to spin.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I'm reminded of, and you don't know who Ed Sullivan was, but he had a variety show every Sunday night on CBS for like 20 years. And they always had all kinds of strange and exciting acts that were on. So I'm reminded of like the Chinese circus act where they brought out these plate spinners and they were like really good at spinning, like, I don't know, 24 plates at one time on sticks. Okay. And that's what it reminds me. If we talk to this guy, we would learn how to become the professional plate spinners. That's all you're going to learn.
Fair enough, Pops. Fair enough. All right, let's transition back to some automotive news. Again, the gas tax holiday. There's not too much to talk about there, although it's quite interesting. Let's actually look at that. I don't know if I queued this up for you. I don't think I did at all. So, welcome back to working with me. This from Toyota.
Oh, yeah. That wasn't on the show topics list.
It was not on the show topics list.
Believe it or not, folks, I want the people out there to know that Zach, we actually have a spreadsheet, a show topic spreadsheet. And every day I wake up and there's usually 2 or 3 things that Zach has put on there. And then I might add 1 or 2 things that I think would be interesting for the show topics. And I read that list religiously first thing in the morning when I get up. And so far, the only thing that was on that list that we've talked about is the sales tax holiday. Okay. So
Gas
please
tax
share
holiday,
with me
Pops.
the gas tax holiday. Yeah.
Um, so more news from Toyota Corporation. They
Yes.
cut their July expectation for amount of vehicles they're going to produce. This is now the second month in a row. Last month we ended up down 150,000
50,000.
units.
Yes.
150. This month we have now cut for July. So it was June, the month we're currently in May. They talked about how in June we're going to cut 150,000 units out of supply. And now in June, they're saying in July, we're going to cut 50,000 units. This is the largest manufacturer in the world, and they are struggling and struggling mightily. We talked on the show a while back, maybe it was 2 or 3 weeks ago, about that article that talked about like BMW and Mercedes-Benz saying, we're through kind of the worst of the chip shortage and things like they're not. They're not. David Chow got back in touch with me recently. We're going to be meeting with him hopefully next week or the following to get his take on what's going on from Automotive Press. But just seeing that Toyota headline reminded me the shortage is still ongoing.
Well, it is. Although when I spoke to my dear friend Chip, he's telling me that as far as BMW is concerned, they're just coming in. They moved some of their July production into June. They're just getting truckloads of cars. So at the moment, at least for BMW, I can't speak for other brands. At the moment, there doesn't seem to be any issues for BMW when it comes to getting their cars, at least on the East Coast. I can't speak about the rest of the country, but maybe they're just putting all their chips in one basket at the moment. They figure, okay, we got these chips. Let's build stuff real quick, and then if we run out, we run out. And Toyota, I guess, is trying to take a more realistic approach as far as they're concerned about what they can build, and try and mitigate future shortages so they're not nearly as big.
And here you go from space, Mario. Great to see you here. Luxury segment is seeing some discounting. X3 is easy to get at 9% off MSRP on the West Coast. But then you've got comments like these coming in from Piero. BMW in the United Kingdom. I'm still waiting after 14 months for my new X3.
Well, may I suggest to Piero that this might be the time to import one from, the West Coast of the United States, where you can get 9% off.
Pops Simply's got a question here. Is Chip a real person, or is that a play on the current chip shortage? His name starts with a C, and we're not allowed to say it because his employer would get mad at us. So we call him Chip.
His first name starts with a CH.
Yeah.
And that's as far. Yes, he's a real person. He has been in the automotive business on both wholesale.
With him for
I worked with him 2.5 years.
He must be getting close to retiring soon, isn't he?
Fairly soon. I think he figures he's got another 3 or 4 years. But Chip was a wholesaler for a long time, a wholesale buyer for a long time. Been in the retail business on the retail side of things as a wholesale buyer for a large group. He is a real person that knows the value of cars inside
and a real
and out.
Friend of the show. And a real friend of us in real life.
Now, Pops, and a real friend of mine. Yeah.
Not Chester, not Charlie, not Chuck, not Chaka Khan.
It could be Chaka Khan. I liked Chaka Khan, when she was younger and really hitting the cover off the ball.
All right, Pops, I actually want to pull something up here. Another thing that we did not prepare for, but it ties directly into our conversation.
Oh my God.
Not Christian. His name is not Christian either.
No.
But
he is a good Christian.
He is indeed. All right. New inventory by brand dad. Toyota inventory in the yellow line, BMW inventory in the red line. Look what's happening here.
For my God. See that divergence? Yes, look. Yeah.
So you can see that since April of 2020, Toyota's inventory levels, new car inventory levels, are down 60.5%. BMWs are only down 48.8%. Neil hit the cover off the ball. Excuse me, Chewbacca.
Yes, that is his real name. Yes.
Look at the spike for BMW right there.
Yes.
Wow.
No, you can see that.
It's very obvious.
I am telling you, Chip, just they're coming in by the truckload.
Month over
And
month, BMW inventories are up 9%. Wow.
okay,
Toyotas for the same time are down 9%. So that gives you some perspective.
okay, yeah, that's quite a spread. It
Wait,
really is.
now let's look at just like SUVs or something like that. I love Four Eyes, by the way. If you haven't gone to this website, you're kind of wow,
Yeah.
look at that, Dad. BMW SUV inventory is up 30% month
Wow.
over month.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I'll put the link to this down in the chat. Everyone should be playing around with it. So that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Why he's having that experience. But definitely Toyota, it's a totally different situation there.
Yes. Unfortunately.
All right, Dad, let's switch gears and let's take a peek at something that we actually did have on our list of topics.
Stop. Really?
Yeah. All right, we've got a quick AutoTrader with their ads. They're really aggressive.
Yeah.
Again, if you're searching for cars on AutoTrader.com,
Yeah.
this is what they're doing to you.
Yeah. Yeah. Know that they're out there helping the dealer body get 24% higher gross profits per deal through using some of the tools that AutoTrader has for them.
Like if you're not using our car search, I think you're very much so making a mistake. Like I'm searching for my X7. I don't see any ads. I don't see any cars yet. There we go. I can even see the ones that are in transit. We even mark the ones that are in transit, so you can come here. You can add it to your parking lot. You can run the market price reports on it. Whole system set up for you, okay? So anyway, take a peek there. Let's go back to the article that we need to be talking about, though, Pops. The EV tax credits that we've been talking, get out of here, AutoTrader. The EV tax credits that we've been talking about that may actually further influence the acceleration to electric vehicles. We've got currently $7,500 EV tax credits. There had been a push last year for $12,500 EV tax credits. Doesn't seem like anything's going to come of that. Joe Manchin, one of our senators, made it very clear that that's not going to pass Congress, the $4,500.
Yeah, the Democrats have taken that off the table. And, truth be told, this whole EV revolution and the whole concept of tax credits, and I get why there are senators out there who just feel like there's too much taxpayer support in order to make this happen for these manufacturers. So that I don't know. I personally, I don't feel all that comfortable, and this might shock you to a degree. I don't feel all that comfortable knowing that so much of the income taxes that I'm paying are going out there to really help major automotive manufacturers be able to profit by selling EVs because I'm underwriting it for them. You know what? Why do we as the public have to pay for that?
No, I think I totally get it, Ted.
And the fact that there's $7,500, and it's not a tax credit that carries over. So if you are an average American buying an EV and you don't have $7,500 worth of federal tax due, okay, in that year that you bought that EV, well, you're not getting a full $7,500 tax credit. If you only paid $4,500 in federal taxes, well, you're only getting a $4,500 credit. So
yeah,
this it seems to me, and I could be wrong, and I welcome those who want to correct me, but it seems to me this is intended to alleviate some of the tax burden for those who can afford to have the highest tax burden. That once again, we're subsidizing the wealthy and not really doing a good job of helping the middle or lower class. But that's just me.
I think, Pops, it's, and I get, you can call me out for this all day, any day. I think there's a lot of naivety if you don't think that this tax credit example for it's perpetuated throughout every industry. It's perpetuated at much higher dollar values than we're probably aware of. And so I think ultimately it comes down to us as individuals to be our own advocates to make informed decisions.
Yes.
Like every corporation out here is just trying to make a profit, and so the government's definitely going to play a role in that. And some corporations are going to win. It's going to be oil and gas companies. It's going to be automakers. It's going to be battery companies. So I guess my point being, you can't really single out this particular example because there's others that we're just not talking about, but they're absolutely there.
I believe that the state of Georgia, in order to get Rivian to agree to build whatever the hell they're going to build in Georgia, I mean, it was over $1 billion in tax credits that they're getting in order to encourage them to make the however many $1 billion investment that they're allegedly going to make. So yeah, no, I get it. It happens all the time, and it happens for everything. No, I get that. I guess I see this more impacting me because, well, what do we talk about? We talk about the automobile industry, and I guess since I'm not a major fan at this point of EVs, I kind of resent the fact that I have to underwrite those who can afford to get these cars in the first place.
Yeah. That's what I love about what we do is you get to have really honest conversations about it.
It's a resentment issue that I have.
You're entitled to that at your age. And I know how flexible you are, how malleable you are. Maybe you're 71. Maybe when you're 81, you'll be driving an EV. Who knows? You're very open-minded, but I understand where you're coming from right now. Dad, I have an update from yesterday's Really You Gotta Be Kidding Me, if you'd like to get an update.
Yes, please.
All right.
From Aaron?
From Aaron. So yesterday we talked about this email that I received. It came from Aaron. He said, Zach, I could use some advice. I purchased a new 2022 F-150 from a dealership in Dallas, Texas on April 30th because they said the delivery was scheduled to occur on May 6th. It's almost 2 months and the truck has still not arrived. They kept giving me new dates every couple of months. On June 6th, when I went to the dealership to talk to the manager, I was informed it actually now shows as, quote, plant hold and missing components with no definite time on completion. I told the dealership that's bad. Generally it is because my first loan payment was due on June 14th and they don't even know when the truck will be completed. They cut me a check for the amount of my first payment to reimburse me. After some tug of war, they let me drive one of their other trucks, a lower trim one, as a loaner. I'm worried that my credit union would not like the fact that I don't have the truck they have a lien on. What are your thoughts? I feel like it's bad that I have a truck financed and we have no idea when it'll actually be done. And you reacted to this. You reacted to this, Pops, and you made it crystal clear that you've never heard of this before, and that this is pretty ridiculous, correct?
Yes, I've never seen a situation where you've entered into a loan on a vehicle that isn't available yet.
Now we've got the update today. Aaron said, Zach, thanks again for posting my question on today's live show. It prompted me to request to speak to the GM at the dealership personally about the issue. He and I talked just a bit ago, and he tells me, as of this morning, coincidence, right? It updated in the system to showing, quote, released by factory with an expected arrival at the dealership of June 28th to July 4th. He said he will be talking to their Ford rep this afternoon to confirm the factory's tracking system says the same. I asked about the loan and the title, and he said the title hasn't been completed because in Texas, the dealership has to perform an inspection before title can be completed and plates issued. He indicated that typically credit unions take 9 to 12 months before calling a loan an event of default due to lack of perfected lien/title. And he indicated that if that was to occur, the dealership would pay off the loan. For my trouble, they will be adding 2 accessories at no cost. These are things I wanted to do anyway: a leveling kit and a trifold bed cover. To your dad's point, if the truck shows up in this time frame and then they would have paid a payment for me, giving me almost $2,000 in accessories, and I'm driving one of their loaners. Fingers crossed the time frame sticks. It's been a long road, but he said we are at the finish line. I'll keep you posted. What's your read on this, Pops?
I don't believe a credit union or any other lender would wait 9 to 12 months to get the title to the to the vehicle. No, they're not going to wait that long. I can't think that most banks would wait more than 30, 60, maybe 90 days maximum.
What happens if you go to refinance it? Like, what?
Yeah,
Like that? This logic doesn't really hold up. IMO.
So the whole thing. I mean, I don't know why the dealership felt compelled to quasi complete the transaction on April 30th on a vehicle that they did not have. And I don't know why anyone would agree to start an automobile loan or any loan on an item that you haven't received yet. And I don't know any lender that would be pleased to hear that something like that occurred. I think the lessons that we can take from this is you never complete a transaction until the vehicle is actually available for delivery. You don't enter into the bank loan for that transaction until the vehicle is available for delivery. Now, the fact that the dealership but how could they RDR it, Skylar, if they didn't have the truck? Don't you have to have the truck to be able to RDR it? At least in my world, from where I came from. But I think the reason that the dealer is making the first payment, giving him accessories that he would like, and putting him in a demo to drive is because they know they effed up. Okay, they know they're on the hook for much, much more than that because they sold something they didn't have. So that's my guess. I'm happy for him that he's going to get those accessories. I'm happy for him that allegedly he's going to get his truck the end of this month or the beginning of next. But this is a lesson to be learned by everybody. Don't allow yourself to be talked into a situation like this in the future.
Can you have a not yet delivered car repoed for non-payment?
You can have the loan called for non-payment.
I know. It's just funny to think about.
Yes, no, I get it, and part of the agreement, but it wasn't inbound to the dealer.
It was plant hold. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but. Oh, I forget what the hell I was going to say.
Let's wrap with this, Pops. We've got a new product over at joinyaa.com. Before you give me hell about this, because it is another extended warranty product, if you go under extended warranty, we have our normal extended warranty where you can just come here and you can get a quote. And I'm still surprised our prices haven't gone up. It's mind-boggling to me, but they haven't, so enjoy that.
Yes.
We now have a tech and safety systems warranty. This is truly just like the electronics on the vehicle. If you don't want everything mechanical covered, if you don't want the engine covered for whatever reason, or you don't want the tech and safety warranty is for you. The price is going to be considerably lower. It's like typically under $1,000. It's no mileage limit. It's just time. So if you want to have your navigation system covered, the lane departure system covered, all of the different computer systems, the technology, the safety systems, just call us. 800-674-5042. Get yourself a quote. We're going to build the quote widget so you can just get the quote right here on the page, but it's going to take us a little bit of time. Check out the tech warranty. You can get your hands on a copy of the contract as well. We'll send that to you. It's pretty cool. I'm actually really proud that we have this. I don't know anyone else who has just like an electronics only product. Everything's bundled in with like, a comprehensive coverage type of thing. And because it's just the tech and the safety components, it's going to be considerably cheaper than those. So typically around under $1,000, up to 8 or 9 years. 8 years, I think, is how far we can go out on it. So definitely go to that page, joinyaa.com, and call us. Give us a call, and we'll give you more information about it.
That's very cool. Look at you. You get back from Portugal, and you just keep giving people more and more presents.
Absolutely, Pops. All right, let's call it a show.
Okay.
We'll be back tomorrow.
At noon Eastern, 9 Pacific.
Noon Eastern.
With more news that you can use from YAA.
We are not scammers. We are just trying to figure out how to make money. So please.
you know, Joel, if you knew what you were talking about, you would know better than to say that we're scammers. Okay,
I don't know,
scammers.
Dad. We've been doing this for 2 years. I don't
Yeah,
know. Maybe it's an act.
yeah. Scammers. I don't know, for whatever reason, they don't tell you exactly how much they're making on something when they sell it to you, and scammers don't tell you. You know what? We're not asking you to buy it. We're not telling you to buy it. We're not even encouraging you to buy it. But
Well,
if you want,
we do encourage you to buy it if you want
if
it.
you want, but if you want to buy it, here's a way that you can buy it and save money, or you can get a quote from us and take that quote to the dealership and say, here, get closer to this price and I would buy it from you. Yeah, scammers do that type of stuff all the time. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm off my soapbox now.
It's all good. I like when people call us up because it's good. It's important. Extended
Yeah.
warranties are traditionally really, really, really gross and sleazy, and a lot of people don't like them, and that's fine. That's like the exact reason why we offer them, is so that people have an alternative option that doesn't suck. Anyway, all right,
Yes.
let's go have a good day.
Yes.
Maybe the gas holiday will start today. We'll see. Stay tuned.
I can't wait. I can't wait to go to my local gas retailer and see what they're giving me for the gas holiday.
I love you, Pops. Enjoy the day, okay?
I love you too, handsome. I'll talk to you later. See you tomorrow, everybody.
See you guys.